Today we are going to be packing. This is the official pack. Like, this is what I'm going to be actually bringing to my trip. And in the first video that I made with me packing, I was kind of like we'll figure it out. We'll see if I need anything else, and if I do need to buy anything else, then I'll get it and then redo the packing. So I already kind of have everything, so I'm just gonna make the video of me packing everything again and kind of like sharing my thoughts on this whole trip, or just really the risk taking that it takes when you get out of your comfort zone and like trying something new. And I think I've been thinking about it a bit, so I kind of want to share my thoughts and kind of like see if anybody else kind of relates as well. So let's start with the packing while I share some of my thoughts. I have a pair of jeans I would probably use for work and to use on the daily. Then I have actual work pants, which is like cargo pants, and jeans that are gonna be just for working. I rolled all of my clothes just to save some space and do kind of like the military technique. I also have waterproof pants, which I mentioned in the previous video. So I'm just gonna do that. And then I also have like my good outfit, plus I'm gonna take another what I'm gonna be wearing to get there. That's also like my nice outfit as well. So I'm kind of like cramming. So in total I have six pants in total. But to actually talk about this trip, it is a work exchange type of trip where it's work in exchange for housing and food. So it's an interesting thing, and as someone who comes from a Hispanic background, and I'm pretty sure almost any culture, like especially immigrant culture or who have immigrant parents, it's kind of like we're expected to kind of go into that 9 to 5 because they've sacrificed coming here in order for us to have a better life. So for us to, or at least in my case, and I'm pretty sure in a lot of cases where you kind of do stuff like this, it's kind of like, are you sure you want to do this? Not only like safety reasons, but also like what exactly are you gaining from experiences like this? So that's been in my head a bit, like guilt, but also understanding that I know this is something I want to do, and not really like whatever emotion comes my way. It's like I understand where it's coming from, kind of like understanding like the root of it, and kind of like still doing the thing, still doing the thing. But at the end of the day, especially with this whole like personal development or just listening to podcasts, like they always say you gotta do what you're curious about, whatever you do, as long as the intention is good. And so I've really been thinking about that a lot, and I feel like I'm also not getting anywhere where I want to be, in terms of like I don't want like a 9 to 5 right now. And so like if I'm not gonna be doing that, and then my jobs that I do have are very flexible, or I could just come back to them, then why not take this whole month of going out and having experience, and not even like just for fun, but like to open up opportunities or to open up new experiences, and kind of like come back with a fresher perspective. And I feel like it's not going to be as the times I've traveled, like yes, they were amazing experiences, but at the end of the day, I also felt like I was going there in search for something. And I feel like in this one it's more of it's like a different thing where I understand like it's not gonna change everything completely, but I'm definitely more in the grateful side of things, and also knowing that I'm gonna be learning and interacting with people and learning new skills that you normally wouldn't if you were to travel by yourself and like have to figure everything out, like housing, food, and then like where to like tourist places to go and visit. And I think when I was like telling my friends, or when I was telling like my family and whatnot, like it's interesting because like a lot of the times people would, like obviously for like good reasons, they would try to kind of not make you doubt, but definitely like, are you sure? Like, is this safe? Is this not safe? Like, are you sure? Have you done your research and whatnot? And there's just so much research that you can do, and then sometimes you just kind of have like the research that can be done, and like you kind of like make sure that everything's okay. You kind of just have to do it, and if you let other people fear others, let other people's emotions, or actually I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna wear that underneath my pants to save space, but we can't let other people's perspectives and worries and concerns kind of dictate, because again, they're reasonable, going to a new place, not knowing the people, new experience, and also something that no one in the family has ever done, and especially being a woman, it's also like a more like risk safety wise. So I definitely understand like where they're coming from, but I think it's gonna be interesting to kind of look at the future. I'm recording. Benny. What was I saying? I think recording this whole experience and kind of like sharing the fears and the what people are saying, and again, I understand where they're coming from, but I feel like if I wasn't confident in my decision, I definitely would have like doubted more, or taken the decision to not go anymore. So that would have been really interesting, but I feel like I'm in a more confident place, and definitely kind of like this certainty that I have to go. So I think all of that is really interesting, and kind of like seeing how it plays later on, and like what's gonna be either the opportunities or just the experiences that's gonna bring for taking this risk. It's gonna be really interesting to see and to share. So I think like that's the whole reason I'm sharing my experience in here, and to kind of like, one, if anything bad does happen, it's like know what like letting people know what they should be aware of later on, based on the bad experience, if it does happen, which I really doubt it is. I'm really confident about this, but if there is, like, also learn from the mistakes, and or even like simple mistakes, as in I shouldn't have packed this much, because right now I have about 3. I'm gonna be wearing I'm gonna be wearing 2. This is what actually I have right here. This is what I'm gonna be wearing. I'm gonna be wearing 2 long sleeves just to save space on my suitcase, and then kind of like my sports shirt, and then my pants, and then I'm gonna be wearing these shorts underneath, again to save some space. It feels kind of heavy, and then I'm gonna be wearing my sweater as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna save as much space, because from here I have uh, 2 gym shirts, but one of them is just for actual workouts, and then the other one could be workout or for work. Then I have 2 t-shirts, and then I have 3 t-shirts for just like casual like wearing after work, or if I were to go out. My other sports shirt, and my kind of like button-up shirts that's also for like if I were to go out. This one as well. So this one and this one. And then I think I mentioned already, technically in total I have 4 long sleeves, and 2 that I'm going to be wearing, 2 that are in here. Then I have my shorts pajama, and my shorts slash swimwear shorts, and then the pants that I've already mentioned, and the big towel and the small towel for my hair. And that's pretty much what I have. And then I already also put my underwear in there. I also rolled them up. I was gonna just like put them out flat, but it's actually better to just roll them up, and they're like hitting underneath my pants. So I think it's definitely better to roll them out really, really tiny, and just hide them in the little crooks and nannies of the suitcase. Like even like right here, I could put another one. But as I was saying, what was I saying? At the end of the day, I think at some point you just gotta take a risk, especially when you feel like you're stagnant. I think that's like I really have nothing to lose. I don't have a stable job. I have a bit of savings. I could survive for a month out there, and I do still have to pay rent. I do still have to, like, during that month, I still have to pay my rent because, you know, even though I live with family, it's still, like, if I were to be renting for real, I will either have to leave this room or pay the rent, even if I'm not there for a whole month. So definitely save your money, at least for like a month or two if you can, and if you're gonna do something crazy like this. So again, with I forgot what I was talking about beforehand, but definitely the worries is when I was like telling to my friends, like they were like telling me like, oh, this is kind of crazy, or you're crazy, obviously hopefully in a good way, but it's like, for me personally, I feel like this is a normal thing, or it's like something I don't really think about where it's a crazy decision. I feel like it kind of has to be done type of thing. So I'm not scared. I'm not really nervous. I'm more like excited. I feel like I just need something in my life where I could just learn, have something to do, and has an ability for me to grow as a person and as an individual. And kind of like the things that I want is like make connections and like in the connections in the sense of like making good friendships or connecting people who are doing amazing things, because in this case with a farm, like they're that's their living, and they love what they do. And I think for me that's what I want to see. Like I want to see people who are doing the thing and who are loving the thing that they do, because especially growing up with, again, either Hispanic culture, Mexican culture, or parents who are immigrants, like we're raised to kind of like have a career, and even if we hate it, kind of like the whole, there's always this joke that with like, I think I've heard it more with like Indians, but it's like you're either a doctor, a lawyer, or a failure. So a lot of us have that ingrained, whether it's like in extremes or like kind of like sort of like, oh, like she's doing nothing with her life, like what is she doing, type of like judgment. So for me, I think I it's very easy to kind of like quiet that side of, or quiet, or kind of like be more confident on what I want to do. So I think all of that is very interesting, and I know not a lot of people. I now I am understanding that not a lot of people will do what I'm doing, and it's actually a very scary thing for a lot of people. So I think that's also made me kind of be more proud of myself. I'm more kind of like you got this, and you're gonna be alright, because you're taking risks that not a lot of people are gonna do, and you're, in my opinion, and then from what I'm seeing, I think I'm gonna gain a lot from this whole experience, and hopefully I can like make this longer, whether I stay in the same farm or whether I go to another farm. Just at the end of the day, I just know it's gonna be a great thing. So if you're watching, if you're listening to all of this, I think maybe this is a sign for you that you should be doing the thing that you want to do, that you should maybe take the risk if you did your research already, where like, okay, this is a reliable source. Like for me, I use Wolf, and that's you have to pay for their membership, so they're very, for the most part, very reliable. There's reviews on the farm, so you can also check them out, and then you could also talk to the people and make sure that everything's okay, how everything works, and they'll answer all of your questions as well. So definitely do your research on the thing you want to do. Like for me in the beginning, I wanted to do a road trip, and as amazing as that sounds, I also know that I didn't have enough money, one, to buy the car, and two, for also pay rent and like be paying for gas, be paying for food outside while doing this whole trip. So I think, thankfully, God, universe, whatever you believe in my case, I interchange God and universe, but I think like sometimes I can be very impulsive, and I kind of saw the Wolf, so I paid for the membership, and then like I started doing my research. Okay, I was planning on doing the road trip with the farms, but then the whole car situation wasn't able to happen. So I was like, okay, if I could do the Wolf and I could stay for a long period of time, why not just, if I just want to travel and learn new things, why not just go there, right? So that's kind of like what I decided to do. That's what I decided to do, and now I'm going, and I can't believe, because it was confirmed like in the beginning of March, and I can't believe it's already, like I'm already going, like it's like tomorrow is the day, and it's so crazy to kind of think a decision from like a month ago is already coming into fruition, and then like I'm gonna be there tomorrow, and it's like I'm gonna be learning so much and so many experiences and like meeting people and working at a place and having a lifestyle that not people who grew up like the same New York and like urban places, they don't get to experience these things. And I'm just excited, and I think it's everything's like, even though it's been a decision from like a month ago, it's still something that it's um it's something I'm still processing, and it's very, very interesting. And again, I feel like maybe like some of us are like more scared and others are more nervous, and it's like, but you still do the thing, and like that's the whole point of things, like this whole experience from the beginning to the end, you know. I was gonna roll my socks, but I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, and I don't really have much to add, so I think I'm just gonna put it like this. But yeah, I think if you want to do something like this, definitely do your research, plan it out, but don't plan too much. There's this episode that I really love with Lewis House, and I forgot his name, but it's like this very old dude, and he was like the where most of our dreams, I'm gonna paraphrase this, but it was pretty much like most of our dreams are in the graveyard, and the reason why most of our dreams or the things that we want to do are in the graveyard is because of planning. Planning is what kills a lot of our dreams, because it's like, okay, we want to make the perfect plan, we want to do, we want to have so much detail into whatever we're doing, where it's like at the end of the day, because of like everything that we want to figure out, like details within details within details, it just never ends up happening, and then that dream goes into the graveyard. So when he mentioned that, I was like, holy crap, that's so fucking true. And I did my research, I did my planning, but I didn't let that influence of for it not to happen. So I think we also have to be very careful with that, and also like your intention with what you're doing, following your intuition. And if we feel like, I'm still working on my whole intuition thing, but definitely like meditation or like going for a walk and like meditating through that, you know, kind of like being in the flow of stuff. I think that's very important. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I could put in here. Yeah, I feel like again, it's so interesting porque I feel like I should be like thinking more about this, or I should be more nervous than I should be more nervous, but I'm not really nervous. Again, like I mentioned, I'm like excited, so I think it's very interesting to kind of like see how everything unfolds. But I think this is my whole packing thing for my suitcase. I think I could add my tote bag in here. I'm so excited, I really am. And this is what I packed. I packed 3 shoes. I'm gonna be wearing my sneakers. I bought a kind of like raincoat, and I also bought like a sweater type, like a hoodie type, but like hiking and waterproof. I have a tote bag that I made, which I'm really proud of. It's really pretty too. I think I made the video, I'm not really sure, but I made this tote bag. I'm also taking another bag that my mom made for me. I was gonna make it, but she ended up making it, and yeah, I'm really excited for that bag too. Oh, I don't know how I folded this. And then the socks, and that's pretty much it. Sports bras, towels, things, and that's pretty much what I have for my suitcase. I think I might fit my pads in here, some of my pads in here. I don't think I have anything else. I think those were like the biggest things for, I think one of my biggest worries though is coming back and either having the same experience that I would have when I went and did a trip, where it's like I would kind of go into this funk, and because you know it's over, and it's like you're sad because it's over, and it's like you come back to the same place where the same, or maybe the same you, where it's like you're still this, at least for me, I'm still this procrastinator. I still don't know what to do, and you don't really have motivation to do anything. So I think that's what I'm a bit scared of when I do come back. But because I'm already aware of this feeling and this emotion, I think I could definitely work it out. I think I could definitely work it out with this. Is actually really amazing because I was packing yesterday and I feel like I had to struggle more than I was struggling right now. Like everything went so smooth. And I think because I just did like little minor changes on like how I was packing and how I organized it. Like the jacket that was in here, I had put it like this, so it kind of like took the whole space. But it's so thin where I was able to fit it in this like tiny space. So it gave me all of this space. So now it's like everything is not as jammed as yesterday. And especially here, I did end up taking like two shirts out, like two shirts out from here because I was like, I'm not really gonna use it, and I try to be as minimalist as possible. So I kind of like question myself, do I really need this? Am I really gonna use this? Can I just use the same shirts that I'm using and then like just do laundry more? I need to take my laundry detergent. But yeah, what was I saying before? I forgot what I was saying before. But yeah, that's pretty much like what I'm scared about. It's the coming back and like feeling that everything's just like I'm still the same person in the sense of like procrastination, feeling sad, feeling like I don't know what to do now. I think that's what I'm scared of. But I think this whole thing is a motivation to kind of like keep doing the thing, and whatever I learned there and the habits I learned there as well, I bring it here because it's not like I'm gonna. I don't know. I think the people are gonna be different. The environment is gonna be different, and then I don't know. At least that's what I'm expecting. So that's what I'm excited about. And yeah. And this is the second thing I'm bringing. I'm bringing my backpack, and in the back over here I have my computer, and then I'm gonna be putting my electronics here. I'm also bringing a notebook to write, and I put conversations with my friend, which aka God or the universe. So definitely doing that, kind of like the gratitude and all of that, and just like whatever worries I have, I'm just like writing them down to him and seeing, and I know I'll be guided at some point. So we have a couple of things inside because I wanted to save space, and I'm taking my headphones. Inside here I put all the utilities, so deodorant, toothpaste, lotion, what's this called, mouthwash, soaps, and sunscreen. I still need to put like the floss thingy that I forgot, but I think I just put it anywhere. So that's gonna go in there. Cakes, I don't know if you guys you've heard about it, but it's like kind of like the boob covers. I have my light for if I want to record some videos out there or wherever I'm staying. And we have what I'm using right now to kind of like see that I'm in frame. I'm gonna be taking that, so that goes on top. I'm also gonna be taking my water bottle. It's pretty much empty, so that's gonna go in the corner right here. Unfortunately, I can't take water, so I'm gonna have to probably buy or wait until I get there. But that's that. And then this little like thingy for the tripod. The tripod is also gonna go in here. Thankfully, I already made sure it fits, and it does fit. And then my soaps that I'm also gonna be taking, and face wash and more lotion in here. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have to take. Thankfully, this is an expandable backpack, so if I want to bring something else from Tennessee to back here, I think I'll definitely have space to bring more stuff, because right now it expanded it, and it's like I have like almost half of the backpack to fill out. So I think that's gonna be really cool. But for now, I only need the normal size. Oh, my nail broke. But yeah, that's pretty much all. And my microphones, but I'm using it right now, so it doesn't really matter. So now it's like 1/3 of the bag, but it's still enough space, really. And I think I could definitely pack more stuff in the suitcase if I kind of like measured everything out. But I think that's it. I'm just missing my charger, but I'm gonna be charging my headphones. So, but if it's in there, and that's pretty much it. I'm thinking of taking a book, but that's also gonna take more space, and most of the books that I have are pretty big. So, I'm thinking whether I should take a book or not. But I definitely do want to take one. And that's pretty much it. So, I'm just excited. I really don't know because sometimes I don't really think about stuff, and I just do because that's what feels right, and sometimes I don't really question it as much. And then the things that I feel like I do question more, I feel like I shouldn't be doing, and that's something I've noticed about myself. Like definitely, there's things where I just do, and I think for me the problem, or it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, but I tend to go in extremes in the sense of like doing a road trip in Texas and going out for a week by myself and going to Mexico by myself. I mean, that was an opportunity that was able to happen, but I ended up going by myself. Like nobody was able to go with me. And then right now, the whole going to do a work exchange at a farm. So it's definitely not an ordinary thing, but I don't want to be ordinary, and I'm pretty sure not a lot of people want to be ordinary or normal in the sense of like not doing what you want to do. So if that's what it means to be crazy, and then that's what I kind of want to be. But yeah, let me know if you guys can relate. Thank you for packing with me, and kind of like hopefully this also somehow useful for you if you want to do a trip like this. If you want to do like wolfing, definitely like keep on subscribe, comment, like, share, and with the whole wolfing, if you want to see my experience and what I'm doing in that specific farm. I won't mention where the farm is right now, but definitely, I guess like for safety reasons, I'm not really sure how this will work out. But definitely later on, definitely check the content, and you want to know where the farm is, then I will be sharing it at some point. So definitely stay tuned for that. And if you just want to know how this whole wolfing experience is, and if you want to try that, then definitely stay tuned. I mean, this is not gonna be like my only content, but definitely it's gonna be a big part of my content for this year. So definitely subscribe, comment, like, share. Go check out my social medias. I might be posting in there too. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening to me rant and kind of like talk about random stuff that I'm thinking about and that I didn't really plan on talking about, but it just happened. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing, beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.